CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, May 15, 2012. The insurance publication Insurance Day is holding one of their annual summit meetings in London this week, and the interesting news is coming out of it. Robert Hiscox, the founder of the Hiscox Insurance Company, has lashed out at the Bank of England for its lack of insurance industry expertise. The Bank of England, because of regulatory changes brought on by the Tory government, is soon to be the regulator of the UK insurance industry. Hiscox said that the Bank of England must appoint someone in a senior position who comes from the industry and who understands the nuances of the sector. He addressed Mark Hoban, who is the financial secretary of the Treasury Department. He said, "Do you want a thriving insurance industry? If you do, can we please talk to each other and listen to each other and stop this master-servant attitude, especially as I believe the servant in almost all cases is far more qualified than the master." He also made a comment after the conference about UK Prime Minister David Cameron, who had beamed in by video supporting the British insurance sector. He said, "If anyone in government does share the genuine interest that Cameron says he has, they must support us. If the thriving and very important insurance industry is to be regulated by the Bank of England, can we please have someone in a senior position who knows about our industry?" Richard Ward, the outgoing executive director of Lloyd's, has called on the UK government to make it easier for Lloyd's to internationalize the underwriting community, including moves on immigration. He said that we need to attract people from China, India, and Turkey and Brazil into our marketplace so they understand how we manage and write risk. Speaking of which, AM Best, the insurance ratings agency, placed the ratings of Turkish international cat reinsurer Milli Reinsurance under review, with negative implications following the deterioration of its capital base last year. The deterioration was driven by primarily poor underwriting. It may be lowered down to a B++ good level, which is pretty low, actually. Barack Obama has said that the huge trading loss at JP Morgan Chase has demonstrated the need for Wall Street reform. In a transcript released this morning for a television show, he said Morgan is one of the best managed banks. Jamie Dimon, the head of it, is one of the smartest bankers we have, and they still lost $2 billion and counting. Dimon has led U.S. banks in fighting the proposed Volcker rule, which would ban banks from investing their own funds into hedging activities. Catastrophes striking the United States caused direct insurance losses of $33.5 billion during 2011. This is according to ISO's Property Claims Service Unit. That's $17.5 billion more than last year. Eurostat, the European Union Statistics Agency, said that Europe has dodged a bullet in its statistics released this morning, saying that the Eurozone narrowly avoided recession for this quarter. However, of the 17 members, 7 are officially in recession: Ireland, Greece, Spain, Italy, Cyprus, the Netherlands, Portugal, and Slovenia. The reason Europe as a whole avoided recession was because the Germans came in with very good numbers. Speaking of the Germans and numbers, in France this morning, the new president, Francois Hollande, was sworn in. He's on his way to Berlin tonight to visit Angela Merkel. He has vowed to go ahead and bring a plan of financial growth to offset the austerity package that Merkel and the rest of the European leadership have imposed. Within Merkel's own country, the German opposition party Social Democrats have vowed to support the French president and have said that they will use their parliamentary blocking power to delay ratifying a European budget that would follow Merkel's guidelines. And this is not really a news bulletin, but Florida apparently might not have enough money to pay off hurricane insurance claims if a really big storm hits. An advisory panel said that the state might fall nearly $2 billion short of the total need to cover all of its obligations, and is urging the governor to consider borrowing money now to fill that gap. That would make sense, because if they borrow it now, they'd get it cheaper than if they borrow it later. The Florida Hurricane Cat Fund is apparently going to be liable for about $17.3 billion if a very major storm hit. This is about $8.5 billion more than the current cash reserves it has. The advisory committee estimated that the state could borrow up to $7 billion to cover that shortfall, but that would be about the max. It would leave them about $2 billion short. Good luck getting that. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.